North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, you've probably heard about him because he's the worst who said all the worst things. He's running for governor and is now attempting to pitch himself as being a moderate on the topic of abortion, which is rich if you know his history. And we will remind you in this new ad where he makes a perhaps surprising confession.
30 years ago, my wife and I made a very difficult decision. We had an abortion. It was like this silent pain between us that we never spoke of.
It's something that stays with you forever.
That's why I stand by our current law, and it provides common sense exceptions for life of the mother, incest, and rape, which gives help to mothers and stops cruel late-term abortions. When I'm governor, mothers in need will be supported.
Okay, so there's a lot there that's obviously dishonest. Like, good, if he actually supports the exceptions, that's great. I've long made the case that I don't think it's ideologically consistent with thinking abortion is murder at all, but that's fine. He also wants it to be capped at 12 weeks, and the late-term abortions that he was talking about effectively never happened. It's a complete manufactured lie. It's a narrative, and he knows that. But importantly, everything that they said there in that ad, if that's the first thing you heard about them in abortion, sounds reasonable. It's a thing that they felt they had to do, but it's still affecting them. That's true of many people. The issue is that this is not the first thing he's said about abortion. And when you know that he had one 30 years ago and then goes on to say the sorts of things we're gonna show you, it makes it even a little bit more disgusting. So with that said, let's play another one of his ads to remind, or an ad to remind you of the things that he has said.
Let's say I was the governor, I had a willing legislature. We could pass a bill saying you can't have an abortion in North Carolina for any reason.
For me, there is no compromise on abortion. It makes no difference to me why or how that child ended up in that womb.
Abortion in this country is not about protecting the lives of mothers. It's about killing a child because you aren't responsible enough to keep your skirt down.
It's not your body anymore.
It's not your body anymore. So is that why they had to go through this difficult thing 30 years ago, because they didn't keep their skirts down? And it's not your body, and yet you want it to be. And so now he's saying exceptions. He said no compromise, no compromise. He also, by the way, said that abortion is just as evil as slavery. The thing he did is just as evil as slavery. Moderate on abortion, Mark Robinson.
A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team.
It's the stuff that they hope will work and have hoped will work since the dawn of time. To win your primary, you tell the conventional wisdom is you have to be more extreme because primary voters are more extreme, so to speak. But then you have to be more moderate as you get to the general election because everybody starts paying attention then. It's not just like, as a cynic would say, the extremists, right? And there's a very popular moment, and it's so like second nature to political operatives. It's the quiet part they don't say loud, but they did say it out loud during Fugelsang was like interviewing someone on CNN for the Mitt Romney campaign, and they called it the Etch-a-Sketch moment, where you just shake your campaign like an Etch-a-Sketch, get rid of it and move on. But the difference between now and back in those days is we can just look up on YouTube, Twitter, wherever, and find everything you've ever said and put together those attack ads. And specifically for this go around, the thing, I hate the argument. I talk to people who are like, I understand, I just don't think the Democrats are too extreme when it comes to abortion. It's like Roe versus Wade had the word viability all up and down it. It was about viability. And then everything came down to before it's a viable pregnancy, then you can get the abortion because stay out of my business. But with these guys, they think it's just it's so on the nose all the way down to when he's sitting there going like, it was like a deep pain in my chest.
Yeah.
So just everybody who gets an abortion, just practice that, Linda Richmond from SNL for clumpedness, and you'll be fine. You can be governor of North Carolina if you want.
Maybe, and he could be. Roe v. Wade was already the compromise. It already was. It wasn't under any circumstances ever until conception, or maybe after birth. It wasn't that. It was already a compromise. And just to see him sit there, like he knows the things that he's said. And when you talk about why it's harder to do the Etch-a-Sketch than it used to be, it's partially that we have more of the record. I mean, that's a massive part of it. But part of it too, I think, is, and this is why we're seeing it with JD Vance, these dudes are more emboldened when they go on certain shows and in front of certain crowds. They really want that applause, and things are more radical amongst that group. And so they say crazier things than they would have. And so now we have their track record, but also they're trying to earn more cred by being creepy weirdos than they used to be. And so the track record we have is just really bad. He said abortion is murder. He said that. The thing that he did
Murderer.
is murder.
Lock him up.
It's why I say again, if you think that it's literally murder, then these exceptions don't make any sense. They're clearly just you trying to score some points by appearing moderate. You can't actually think that those things are justified if you believe that it's opportunistic murder. But anyway, we'll see if it works for him. Some of the polls have indicated that he might be lagging now. He had been doing really well, but again, like if he gets in, this is just scratching the surface of the horrendous positions he's taken. And hopefully it's a really salient issue in this election.
And if you are a single issue voter who wants to ban abortion, you can't vote for the guy.
Because he wants to.
He just told you that he wants to kill babies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to say that. As a conservative who's a anti-abortion advocate, who's fighting hard for my people, that guy is not our people.
That's a good point. Yeah, why does he think there should be 3 months free range, murder any infants you want for 3 months?
Yeah.
Why does he think that? Again,
with coat hangers.
Insane inconsistency. Thanks for watching our video. Did you know that you can support our show by becoming a subscriber? Just click the subscribe button and also ring the bell so that you get notifications when we're live or when we post new content.